Unpaid internships. Am I right? A lot of us have been there, especially in the creative and journalism industries. But not all of us would have the guts to sue our employer for unpaid wages. That's what Amalia Illgner, a freelance writer based in London, did. For 2 months last year, she was working at Monocle, writing research briefings for producers at the online radio station. Earning £30 for every 9-hour shift, Amalia couldn't really enjoy any fruit of her labor. Maybe an apple, maybe 2. The thing is, we're addicted to internships, not only in Britain, but all across Europe. Since the Eurozone crisis in 2008 and 2009, internships have been on the rise. There are currently 4.5 million students and graduates all across Europe undertaking internships each year. 59% of those internships are unpaid. 40% of interns work without a contract, and 30% of those internships have no learning content. Makes sense though, right? Free labor is a great way to cut budgets and save money. But all of this has pushed our generation to accept the fact that cultural capital, networking, experience, contacts, can replace actual capital, money. Nowadays, you can even pay to be an intern. And the problem goes beyond the fact that not paying someone for their work is messed up, to say the least. What happens when someone can't afford to do an unpaid or poorly paid internship? In Amalia's words, what happens to equal opportunity and representation when only the privileged can make it onto the first rung? Internships are economic barriers, blocking access to industries like journalism, politics, and the arts. And although we may find ways to navigate these choppy waters, like David Hyde, the UN intern who had to sleep in a tent because he couldn't afford housing in Geneva, we should ask ourselves if it's time to start being a little bit more like Amalia and check our privilege when it comes to equal opportunities in the job market. But would you have the guts to refuse an internship, regardless of how prestigious it is?